Welcome to Get Started Investing, a podcast where we help you learn to invest in 15 minutes or less. Each episode, we take one real-world business story and apply a key investing lesson to help you build your investor toolkit. If you're joining us for the first time, welcome. We strongly recommend that you scroll up and start at episode 1. And just a reminder before we start as well that we are not experts, we're not financial professionals, and we are not licensed. We're here learning just like you, and nothing on this podcast should be taken as advice. With that said, let's crack on. My name is Bryce, and as always, I'm joined by my equity buddy, Ren. How are you going?
I'm very good, Bryce. Excited for this episode.
Absolutely. It's the Wolf of Warwoy.
Woy. Yeah, so as with all of these episodes, we like to look to the news and then unpack a key investing lesson to build your investor toolkit. There are two key components to your investor toolkit. One is the technical skills to actually invest. How do I invest? And then the other is the knowledge and the confidence of why I invest and, you know, knowing what to do. And this will be more focused on the second one. I think we're going to title this episode, No One Gets Rich Quick, but Everyone Can Get Rich Slow, because we came across a really heartbreaking story this week. And it was in Australia, but we see stories like this across the world. So let's quickly give a brief outline of the story and then get into the perils of trying to get rich quick, and I guess the reason that getting rich slow works.
Well, Ren, this story takes place in Woy Woy, a town up on the Central Coast, I think.
Yeah.
And it involves a mining explorer called Grey Wolf. They reportedly had tenements and leases containing precious gems, gold, coal, other sort of minerals, and they went around to small dollar Aussie investors and convinced them to invest hundreds of thousands of dollars into the stock.
Yeah, that's it. Literally, you know, going to the local bowling club, local pubs, and convincing people to invest their retirement savings. The stock market promoter said he was selling shares between 1 cent and 10 cents, but the stock was about to list on the ASX for $1.
That's what he was claiming.
So
you can see he's trying to say buy for a cent, sell it for $1.
Yeah.
Too good to be true.
Literally too good to be true. And a whistleblower, the former CFO, came out and said that less than 10% of the funds raised were spent on mining exploration activities, and the rest were spent on lavish lunches, first-class travel. Their money was wasted. Really heartbreaking. The company never listed on the stock market. These small dollar investors lost all their money. When liquidators came in, they found the company had issued more than 411 million shares and raised more than $7 million.
Jeez.
Yeah. So a lot of money taken from small dollar retail investors. The saddest part of the story, Bryce, the stock promoter, Edward Lancaster, has now started another mining explorer project, Lithium Gold Mines Australia. And according to reporting from Australian media here, he's on Facebook trying to find new investors.
Which is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Here we are having ASIC chasing small-time influencers, and you've got people out there who are literally ripping people off. But anyway, that is another story.
Now, all this reporting comes from the ABC here in Australia, and so, you know, some of these things are just allegations, we should say, but that is the story as it's been reported today. But it made us really think about this idea of getting rich quick, and, you know, these offers that are too good to be true, whether they be a mining explorer that is going to 10 bag or 100 bag your money in a matter of months when it lists, whether it be, you know, NFTs and crypto and that promise of getting rich overnight. And it's a tale as old as time in the share market. We were looking back as we were preparing for this episode, and Sir Isaac Newton, one of the smartest people of all time.
Yes.
You'd put him on that list.
You would.
He lost $20 million in today's money.
Wow.
So inflation adjusted, $20 million on the South Sea bubble in 1720.
Which is?
So the South Sea Company was a British company in like the 1700s that I think they had a monopoly on like the African slave trade or something, but it became a stock market bubble. I'm not 100% sure of exactly what the company did, but it's one of the first, you know, Dutch tulips and then the South Sea bubble are some of the first like modern stock market bubbles.
Even Isaac Newton lost 20 million.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Chasing get rich quick. But you mentioned Dutch tulips, another example of a bubble.
Yes.
And we were living through one not too long ago with the with the bubble of the NFTs.
Yeah. And so I think there's everyone gets caught up in the I want to get rich quick.
I've come foul of it.
Yeah.
Taking a stock tip, thinking that it's if history were to repeat, it's only going to 10 bag and away we go.
Yeah. So I think this is an important reminder for us to just. You can't get rich quick, I think, is the first thing, but you can get rich slow.
I feel like you can't intentionally get rich quick.
How would you accidentally get rich quick?
Well, by just like through sheer luck. Like if you were to fall into a stock that 10 bags, or if you were to buy a Bored Ape at the perfect time.
Well, this is the Bored Ape at the perfect time is. Yeah,
do you know what I mean? It's luck.
Well, no, but where I want to get to in this episode is the stocks that 10 bag barely ever 10 bag overnight.
Yeah.
They still take time.
Yeah.
Like you don't get rich quick in the stock market. You get rich slow.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless you're right. You could be trading like penny stocks, and it could go from like a fraction of a cent to 2 cents, and you put your life savings in it. Sure, those stories exist, but those stories suck us into believing that it's possible.
I know, yeah.
But
I mean, there's been plenty of instances where that has happened, but I don't think you can say that it's you intentionally went in thinking that it was going to 10 bag over 2 weeks or whatever. You know what I mean? Just pure luck.
I don't know. This whole I accidentally got rich wrinkle is an interesting one from you, which I just don't.
If you got rich over a long period of time, full credit. I think that you intentionally did it. But if you come to me and say, I got rich, I made $1 million overnight, well done. You're a really lucky guy.
Well, I just call you a liar.
Well, yeah, true. Well, I haven't said that.
Okay. So, for me, I think if you look at if you look at the Forbes rich list, for example, the two things that they all have in common, they own shares in companies. Now, many of them, they founded those companies, but not all of them. But the commonality is they own shares in companies. Companies are just this great wealth creating vehicle. So that's number one. But number two, they built wealth slowly over time. And you look at the top five. Elon Musk founded his first company 1995. Trivia question, what was that company?
Amazon. Elon Musk was, it was just before PayPal. It was a payments company. I can't remember what it was called.
No, it was like a map company.
Oh, was it?
Zip2, 1995, first tech boom.
What was the one before PayPal that merged with PayPal?
X.com.
X.com, yeah.
So Elon Musk, 1995, that's, 27 years. Jeff Bezos founded Amazon in 1994. So Gautam Adani, number 3, over in India, founder of Adani Group, 1985. Bernard Arnault, co-founder of LVMH, 1987. He started his company. And Bill Gates, co-founder of Microsoft, 1975. So obviously these guys are like stupidly rich and they're not useful comparators in many ways. But the point is time, owning shares and time.
Yeah, I think they are comparative because it is about owning shares and time. And that's, people might look at that and go, oh, but they've created and co-owned some of the most successful businesses in today's day and age. But as retail investors, we can access these companies.
Great point. Love that point.
We can access them.
The other one, so Buffett, I think, is number 6 on the list at the moment. Here's the stat. And here's the stat that regardless of how much wealth you build over time, this is an important learning. More than 99% of Buffett's wealth was generated after the time he turned 50.
I love seeing this chart.
Yeah. He bought his first share in 1942.
Yeah.
When he was 30, he was worth $1 million. Not bad.
Nice. Yeah.
I'm almost 30 and can't claim that.
No.
But, today he's worth $100 billion. When he was 50, he was worth $350 million. Not bad.
Not bad.
Would take it.
Definitely.
But yeah, more than 99% of that wealth, that $100 billion wealth, came after the age of 50.
Well, I think, do the decades. Age 50, 350. 10 years later, $4 billion. 10 years later, $35 billion.
Yeah.
And then he's 92 and he's over 100 billion. So you can just see, imagine that chart. You've gone from $1 million to 100 billion in 40 years.
So Bryce, before the break, we delved into the world of billionaires. Not a world that we will probably ever play in.
Never know.
One can
if you own stocks for a long period of time.
If you look at the Forbes rich list, not a lot of media barons in there.
No,
and definitely not a lot of new media digital startups. But let's come back to reality, because the lessons there with the billionaires is extreme, but the lesson holds that you can get rich slow, but the maths just doesn't work on getting rich quick.
No.
So let's do the math.
We jumped online and had a look at the Money Smart Compound Interest Calculator. If you're in the finance community, probably all over. If you're in the FIRE community, you're probably all over this.
Yeah, but I think in the spirit of building your investor toolkit, this is a useful tool.
So moneysmart.gov.au here in Australia.
We'll just include it in the show notes.
There's probably similar ones all around the world. It helps you understand what compound interest actually means. So $100 a month invested for 30 years, which we compound at 10%, which may sound ridiculous, but that is the long-term market average, including reinvestment of all of your dividends. That gets you to $200,000 over a 30-year period.
$100 a month for 30 years.
Yeah.
I feel that's doable for me.
Yes, achievable. Let's say, Ren, that instead of 30 years, we say, hang on, Ren, how about you make that 40 years?
Okay.
And what if you want to get to $200,000? All you need to do is invest $40 a month for 40 years.
Yeah. So over 30 years, you have to invest $100 a month to get to that 200 grand mark.
Yeah.
But if you extend your time horizon, you just have to invest $40 a month.
Yeah.
So it just shows that, like, if you extend your time horizon and the amount you need to invest is less and less.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or if you continue investing $100 over a longer time horizon, it becomes more and more.
Yeah, sure. But then I guess the point of this around, you just can't get rich quick. Just cast that out of your mind. If you want to be an investor, you want to think long term. Let's shorten our time horizon 10 years. Bryce, in 10 years, I want to be retired, I want to be on a beach, and I want to own 4 houses.
Good luck.
If I want that 200 grand definitely isn't going to get me those 4 houses. But if I want 200 grand in 10 years, and I'm only willing to invest $100 a month, that's all I can take out of my paycheck and invest, I need to find 53% return every year.
Which is nuts.
If
we put that into comparison, some of the best investors in the world, Warren Buffett's, they're averaging about 20% per year.
And they're the best that history has created.
So to say that you're going to be getting a 50+% return every year for 10 years.
The maths just doesn't work.
Yeah.
Well, let's shorten it even further. 5 years. I'm sick of equity mates. I want out. If I have only $100 a month to invest, I need 175% a year return.
Mm.
Yeah.
Like just near impossible.
Yeah.
So long story short, the longer the time horizon, the more stocks you own.
Yeah.
Let it do its thing.
Yeah. So, Bryce, let's up the stakes. Let's up the ante. We spoke about billionaires. That might be out of my reach, but I want to be a millionaire.
Yep. Very achievable.
Talk to me about the maths.
Well, let's say if you put in $200 a month for 40 years at 10%, you'll be a millionaire. 10% return. Average market return. ASX 200, whatever it is.
Reinvest your dividends.
If you put $500 a month, you'll get there in 30 years at a 10% return.
Okay, that's out of my range, to be honest.
Fair call. Getting rich quick, no chance. If you want to be a millionaire in 5 years, you have to get $13,000 a month.
With the market's
average return.
That is out of my... I'm gonna need to hit you up for a pay rise.
It's unbelievable. So look, it when you do the maths, when you look at it over a long time horizon, it does start to become evident that you can build wealth over a long period of time, significant wealth over a long period of time. There's plenty of stories, and circling right back to this, to the start of this in the news story, taking those opportunities or getting fooled by opportunities of get rich quick. This is a great reminder that the get rich slow model works.
Yeah, and it's tough because like the people that were fooled by this person in Woi Woi, but also, you know, like the Wolf of Wall Street, the people that were duped by him. So many stock market promoters out there are promising get rich quick, and for people that you don't learn about investing at school, if you don't learn about it from your parents, you have this perception that that's what the stock market is. You find these gems of opportunities that no one else knows about, and it facilitates getting rich quick. But if people say you can get rich quick, run the other way, because that's not what the stock market is. The stock market is a slow and consistent grind upwards. And, you know, Buffett just turned 92 and he made 99% of his wealth after the age of 50. That's the mindset that we have to have as investors. And so if someone promises you quick returns, run.
Run to the hills.
Yeah.
All right, Ren, well, it's great to chat as always. A reminder to pick up your FinFest tickets, equitymates.com/FinFest. It is powered by Stake. The program and the lineup of speakers available on the website now. So if you're interested to find out more, head there. But Ren, we'll be back next week.
Sounds good.